Cheers.
Cheers.
To our silly little probiotic sodas. These are like Olipop, Poppy, that this will be what we like laugh about in like the early 20s.
This is like
the zeitgeist.
This is like the early 2000s diet pill.
Yes. Everyone's like healthy sodas, soda alternatives. And I'm riding that wave.
Ooh, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I didn't know I could feel like that.
Oh, I just fully missed my mouth. Do you ever do that?
I do that bi-weekly.
This is the Sun Sip Raspberry Lemonade. It's the Health Aid brand, the kombucha brand. It's really good. You want to try it?
Yeah, I'll try
It's lemony.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's like quality raspberry.
Yeah.
It tastes like an Arizona iced tea.
Ooh, it does.
Like the raspberry one.
God, you can't go wrong with Arizona.
That's really good. I have just, you guys already know, Olipop Vintage Cola Squeeze a Lemon. This is my favorite drink. I love vintage cola.
You should get a mini fridge and put.
I was thinking about that. That's
you should
crazy.
Do it.
I literally added one to like my. I have like a apartment Pinterest board that I'm just adding like inspiration to, and like some items in there. I saved them because they're linked.
You want the actual item, yeah.
But I put a mini fridge and like a nice one. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Like
the clear door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't want it to look like bachelor pad. Like I want like a nice mini
They're
fridge.
really cool. My parents have one in their they just have like an OG one in their spare. It's actually my old bedroom at their house. And comes
nice.
in such good handy.
You don't wanna,
handy. So handy.
Don't want to move. But I guess in my place it's stupid because it's a studio. Like just get up and go to the fridge. I'm not traveling that far. Whereas your parents' house, that makes total sense.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
It saves you 3 minutes.
You're walking to the kitchen. It's a big house. So like if you guys hear any tapping, it's just our fucking apartment making noises. They're still doing facade work and
still doing construction a year later when they said it would take 3 months.
Yep. So sorry about that if you hear it.
I'm so ready to get out. Update. I found a place all within 1 week. Would you look at that?
Like right after we recorded and had existential
Literally,
dread.
the next day I toured what it will be my next apartment.
Yep.
And
it's already yours.
It is. Yeah, it is mine. I put in an application that night. We came home and applied and sent all the paperwork. And the next day was the approval day. We were so stressed out. It was such a stressful process.
Yeah.
On top of, because first of all, he was like, when we were there, he was like, oh, I'll get you approved in like a day. It should be quick. And I was like, perfect. And then I hit him. So that was Sunday, like late afternoon. So we sent in all the paperwork literally Sunday night. And then Saturday around 12 rolls around and I was like, hi, just checking in on this. And he was like, sorry, I'm at an appointment. Everything's looking good, but I'll give you the final update in a few hours. And I'm like, oh my God, I could not wait any longer.
No.
It was so stressful, but of course we got it. We're in there. I'm like so happy and excited. And I knew when I saw the listing, I could totally, I think I said it on last episode. Yeah. I'm already planning how to decorate. I just saw myself in this unit and like I hadn't seen myself in any other unit when I was going through all these listings. It literally just like checked off every single box that we had. I'm just elated.
I know.
I can't wait to get in there and just start decorating. And what's crazy is when we were walking around the neighborhood, we had spent a few hours in that neighborhood just kind of walking around before we actually met up with the realtor. And it already felt like home.
Yep.
It already felt like I was walking around my neighborhood.
Like it's like already familiar.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
Yes. And when we walked in.
It's a big thing to look out for when you're.
Oh, yeah. Hunting. And it's like how I talked about Jersey City when I had previously went out to a different unit. It was such a different feeling.
Yeah.
And that's what I was missing. It
wasn't just clicking. It was almost there, but it didn't like fully switch.
Yeah. And it's almost like I didn't know what it was. And I still can't even like pinpoint the feeling. It's just that's what it is. It's night and day.
It's a feeling.
Like I knew I knew the second I was walking around that neighborhood, and I got like nervous. I felt like I was going on a first date.
Yes, I had that same emotion.
It was so crazy.
I think it's because like cosmically it was already there for us. So our bodies
we're like being drawn to it.
Yeah. So we're nervous because we know it's like something is about to open for us.
Yep.
I totally know what you mean. I felt like it was a date too. Like I was like, oh, like
no, I was kind of nervous. Like, is this house gonna like me?
Yeah. Like I felt like it needed, like someone was touring me.
Right. And we walked in, and it's kind of crazy because we were both so excited, and we both knew in our heads and our hearts that it was already our unit before even fucking seeing inside. And we walked around. We didn't take one video. I feel like I barely remember what like it was like. I feel like I blacked out.
Yeah.
You're
just so heightened too.
I was so heightened.
You're seeing something for the first time. You're trying to take it in. They're also talking to you. So like you're like trying to focus and be respectful. But then you're also like, I should probably ask questions. You're like, I don't know what to ask. Like,
right.
It's stressful.
And when we left, I felt like I like didn't walk through it.
Like, wait, can we see it again real quick? Hold on.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's everything we wanted. It's a 2-bedroom. It's on the second floor of a 3-story building. So there's only 3 units in the entire, it's a brownstone. Actually, I don't know if it's like technically a brownstone, but it's a house. Yeah. I don't know what qualifies as a brownstone.
It's a townhouse.
A townhouse. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference?
The stoop.
We have a stoop.
I don't know then.
Do you know like what a brown? I don't know what like qualifies as a brownstone. Yeah.
Guess.
Is it brown?
Pretty much. It's a house made from brown sandstone.
Okay. I couldn't tell you. It's red.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know. It gives that. So
yeah, it means like what it's made of. That's it.
Okay. Well, it's a townhouse, and it's this beautiful, quiet, tree-lined street. Like I said, I'm on the second floor, and it takes up the whole floor. So we have double exposure on both sides of the apartment. Oh, it's so cool.
It's like if you don't have sun on one side, you're going to have it on the other side at some point of the day.
Exactly. The only thing is the living room is like situated in the middle. So that doesn't have windows, but
like you're chilling in there anyway.
That's our cozy lights off room.
Think about how much we like close the blinds here because it's like, okay, I don't want to be in the sun when I'm watching a movie like hungover.
Yes, exactly. And it's a 2-bedroom, so I'm gonna have my own office, you guys. I could have this big grand desk and not have to work from the couch every day.
Your body's gonna love that too.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of working on the couch or my bed. So it's just perfect, and I can't wait to get in there. And I haven't stopped thinking about it. Like I haven't stopped picturing it.
I wake up and I'm there.
Yes.
I go to sleep, I'm there. Like we are just in that mode.
Yes.
And you said it perfectly yesterday, Alex. She was like, it's like before you have a place, everything's moving so fast and you're like,
it's coming up so quickly.
I'm not gonna find a place, and you're stressed. And then once you find the place, then it's like
time literally stops.
Slows down. And now like I don't move till the 18th. She doesn't move till the 20th. And it's like, it couldn't be any further away now. Now we're just sitting here.
I have to wait 2 weeks.
It's crazy. To get in there. And like, that's what I'm saying. I wake up and I'm like, okay, one more day away, like closer. And I wake up and I am like back to my Pinterest board. Yep. I'm back to just like, well, I guess this part's done. I've officially like finished all of the coordination for the move, but for about a week there, it was a lot of like emailing,
right?
Coordinating when to get the keys. Now that's all set in stone, but I keep going. That was kind of like what that week was for me. It was like just everything was move related, and now I don't have anything else I can do for it, but I want to already start unpacking. I want to, but I'm just waking up like, okay, I'm just waiting. Like I just feel like in limbo right now. I know you're in the same.
Yeah,
space.
It is limbo.
Literally.
Oh, it's happening.
It is like
time is moving.
And even like right now, we'll probably break in the middle of this episode because somebody's coming to buy our lamp. Our coffee table is officially gone. Like things that are selling it's going to start emptying out the apartment. And once our coffee table went the other night,
it feels like this is an empty
it's feeling
apartment.
Empty. Yeah. We just have like a big space. We have so much room for activities, honestly, but like there's nothing. Like our apartment is starting to feel not lived in.
Right.
Even like my room, I'm already putting piles of stuff on the floor. Like it's happening.
It's happening. Like I'm fully packing this weekend. Oh yeah. So we're selling a few of the big pieces in our apartment. The chairs are sold, you guys. We are selling the podcast chairs. They're leaving the day after we record the last episode in this apartment.
Yep.
We actually still have a couple things up there. It's on Kristen's
like second account.
Yeah, second account.
Kristen Mackesy LOL.
And I think there's still a couple things on there. Our dining set. Go check it out.
Holiday bundle.
Yeah. Go check it out if you're in the area.
This side table of the set. Yeah. I know you guys don't really see the side table a lot, even on visual, but it's there's a picture of it on there. If you want to, I think we put it up for like $20. Yeah. Yeah. So
cute little gold
go
side
get
table.
it. It's perfect. It's literally only been here. It's only ever held these two items, a plant and a lamp, like, and our drinks, I guess, here and there, but it's all gone.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
We TBD, I guess we should maybe say this. But as we do, we tend to have season breaks before we transform into the next set. So that's actually coming soon. I guess full transparency, we have a call today actually with our team to kind of talk about timing for that. But we will let you guys know, but it's probably going to be soon.
It's going to be soon. It'll be a short break. We'll definitely keep going on Patreon.
Yeah. But we want to
give you guys
up. I like that we do that. Every time we change a new set, it's a new season.
And we give you guys just like a break of like a breath of fresh air before we jump into something like drastically different. It also gives us a chance to like completely change. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we change the thumbnail every time we do a new set. Like we change the vibe
a little bit.
Yeah. And it's something that we've done the past 4 seasons,
which is crazy to say.
Also, we typically do around 40 to 42 episodes a season. And this is our 52nd episode.
It's crazy, you guys.
That's a lot of freaking episodes.
And that's just public episodes. Right. It's double that.
We've done 100 episodes.
104. Oh my God.
We've done 104 episodes this season.
That's
super a lot.
So much talking. 104 episodes. Yeah. This is our longest season ever. This is our longest Yeah Boy ever.
This is our longest Yeah Boy ever.
It is. Wow. But season 5, baby, it's coming. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're still in season 4.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know when all of that is set in stone.
But Patreon will still be alive during that. But I guess just audio. I don't know yet.
Yeah, we could always just plop down and set a camera. Like
that's true. Like we did in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Our Cincinnati episode on Patreon.
It's
completely.
So good.
It's such a good episode. I was violently hungover. But it pivoted a lot as far as like
our requirements for the set.
Yeah, because we sat in front of this beautifully lit window, like on our hotel bed, and it was like just such beautiful lighting, and we loved how casual it was. Like at one point I'm laying on my stomach, and then I think you even lay on your stomach at one point. Like we're just like chilling on a bed, and it made us think, okay, we don't need to be in this like uptight, seated, perfect chairs, coordinated set. Like we can relax a little bit.
We can chill.
So we won't give anything away, but like, I don't know. It definitely inspired us for this next season to like chill out a little bit more. And
yeah,
I think we're done with the chairs.
Yeah, I want to be on the same couch as you.
Yeah, I miss that over there.
I miss the bed.
I miss the bed too.
I miss the bed.
I know. That there's nothing like our first set.
No.
There's nothing like that.
Nothing will ever replace it either.
No. But it like we say, like it, you know, if you've been a listener since day one, which I know millions of you have been, it really is just our sets are always progressions of us as young adults.
Like this lined up with us signing with Dear Media, and we felt official. We felt like we were a podcast.
Yeah.
And
a podcast.
Right. Like we have a podcast.
Yeah.
And this gave that.
Yeah.
But I think now that we're moving into this next phase of our life where we can we're relaxing into our life a little bit more.
We're established.
Yeah.
We're 30.
We're on the 5th season. We're turning 30 next year.
Crazy.
We're allowed to chill.
Yeah. We've earned to chill a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
expect something new and fresh and different. Who knows if we'll even be sitting in the same spot every episode.
yeah, I don't even know yet.
Yeah, it's up in the air.
Yeah.
We could do whatever we want because guess what? This is our life.
My podcast.
This is our podcast.
I saw a truck the other day.
It was called our podcast?
No. The brand, it was like a truck rental company, and it was called My Truck. My truck.
That's funny.
I know. I thought that was funny.
We're watching. It's called Three Women. It's on Stars. If you guys haven't watched it yet, they're still rolling it out.
Unfucking believable.
It's so amazing.
Shailene Woodley. Is that how you say it? From Secret Life of American Teenager.
Yes.
I don't know any of the other actors' names. I did notice though, this isn't like a spoiler or anything, but in part of the show, one of the like side characters, she actually didn't even have one line, but it was Dorota from Gossip Girl.
I wish I knew like what she looked like.
Dorota, you don't remember? I know you kind of watched it. She is a big character in Gossip Girl though. Blair's housekeeper.
Maybe if I saw a photo, the name isn't hitting.
Yeah, Dorota. Oh,
okay.
I love her character so much.
Okay, she looks familiar. I think I've seen her in something else too.
Yeah,
unless
probably.
I'm calling back to that. But
You did just see her in this past episode.
right. But yeah, it's great. It's like I said, true story. Just watch it.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away.
I don't want to give too much away, but it's shot beautifully. The stories are beautiful and sad and so relatable. So real, so relatable.
I feel like I want to just say this because like you don't know the context, so it's not a
sex
spoiler.
scene?
Yes, we just watched a sex scene only in episode 2. And it was a sex scene where she was on her period, but it was the most
Authentic.
accurate depiction of when you're on your period, but you want to have sex with your partner.
Yep.
And you're like, hold on, let me go get a towel, take out the tampon. Like it just,
All of it.
it was so like
the way
girls,
that they
if
didn't,
you know, it was so real.
they didn't mask any of the quote unquote like ugly parts of having sex on your period.
Yep.
They showed the towel. They showed her taking out her tampon. They showed the blood after. Like,
But it's beautifully shot. Like
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we don't
not-
want this to like turn you off. It's not like,
no, it's
I mean,
real.
you guys know it's not gruesome. Like it's, it's pretty fucking normal.
It's the reality of the situation,
Yeah.
but there's just a lot of shows out there that will like mask and hide those bits,
Yep.
even if the girl's like, sorry, I'm on my period, but they'll make the scene all pretty.
Right.
And it's like, it's not like that.
No. Like there's,
you do
there's
get
a little bit
messy.
of blood between your
Yeah.
thighs after, like, to say the least. Like,
yes.
and it was still so graceful and still so like beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. It's just such a good show. And for us to say that is one thing, but we're only on episode 2, you guys. Like,
there's 8 out right now, and I think they're still rolling them out. So
yeah,
Stars, go check it out.
go watch it because we're gonna keep talking about it.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to be caught up. Sometimes we just sit here in silence when we know we want to like transition to the next topic, but we like don't know how. So next topic.
The next thing we're gonna talk about. Okay, next.
Okay, now.
Okay.
Or segue.
And paragraph break.
Pause. Now we're going to talk about neighbor nightmares.
As you can tell by the title, we're going to be reading Reddit stories. This kind of came to us last night because I kind of requested and advocated for something a little lighthearted. I've just been in my head, you guys. You guys know the month that I've had. We don't have to get into it, but I don't know what like sparked it, but I think we wanted to give you an update on the move, and we were kind of talking about how we've experienced quite a few things in this unit neighbor wise, and us moving into not only like completely different neighborhoods, but we're not going to be together experiencing neighbor things, which feels so like that's a huge part of our memories as far as Auckland goes. Mm-hmm. This apartment, like, I don't know. It's a huge part of moving into a new
really
unit.
Yes.
Yeah. And we just thought like it would be fun to sit here and read Reddit threads of neighbor nightmares.
So really just like wet our whistle just in case we have shit neighbors.
Yes, exactly.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
I like to think we're good neighbors.
Oh, we're excellent neighbors. We're great tenants. We're great neighbors.
Like we really don't.
We've had people here maybe 5 times. Maybe.
That's a big stretch.
Yeah. And like, we're not like partiers. Like,
no, we're not loud. If anything, we watch like the TV loud, but I don't think.
But the TV doesn't touch anybody's wall.
And it's not late.
No, God,
like
no.
we respect quiet hours.
Mm-hmm. We're great neighbors.
Yeah.
So I like to think we have our karma bank to have good neighbors as well.
Love that. I actually met in my new apartment when we went to go tour it, the guy who lived under us, he was taking out his trash and he was like, hey guys, you might be my new neighbors. And he seemed like super chill. Like he was talking to my boyfriend. He's like, oh, you got 6 shoes on. I don't know. He just
hot?
seems, I don't remember his face.
How
I
old
was so
he?
like blacked out.
Like vibe wise.
Probably like mid-30s.
Okay.
Yeah. His
What
name
if
was
he's cute?
His name was Malcolm.
I love that name.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe he's my husband.
Oh my God. I would love that.
Imagine. That's the type of shit I'm so excited for is like
running into new faces.
Yes. And like transitional moments across the board, but especially moves. Like they're always something you look back on where you like,
that was
you
the
would have
catalyst.
only met someone or you would have only been in said situation or you wouldn't have been there if you didn't move to whatever place you moved to. You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, that's the relationship I'm in now. Like I would not be in this relationship if we obviously didn't move to New York, but like the fact that we had a mutual friend and it just like happened how it did. Like that's how it happens.
New doors are happening every single moment. Every move you make is a ripple effect. So
maybe
I'm
my neighbor
curious.
is your husband.
That's a big possibility. But just like both of our moves, like, I don't know, our neighbors, the people we meet at their grocery store, like we are putting ourselves in a whole new space, figuratively and literally.
Right. The new cafes we're going to be going
exactly.
to.
Grocery stores.
I hope we talk about this a lot with people who write in about meeting new people and like being scared of moving to a new place but not knowing anyone. We're in that same boat right now.
Oh my God, I don't know.
But there's endless opportunities to meet new people in new places just by simply doing your routine.
Being there,
going out, like we said, going to the new cafe you're going to be going to, the grocery store, your neighbor. Like, not to say that these are all going to be
your best friends.
your best friends, but like you are meeting new people and it's just like practicing that connection and that habit, and it does open new doors.
So we'll see.
Yeah, you just never know.
But anyway, yeah. So for this neighbor nightmare stories,
let's get into it.
Let's just do it.
Okay, this is the first one. It's called Single Older Woman Hammers Car.
What?
Quite literally what I just said. What? Okay. A year or so ago, my neighbor across the street from me retired from some kind of medical job. I assume this because she was always leaving and coming home dressed in scrubs, and one day her yard was decorated with, quote, happy retirement signs. Shortly following her retirement, my husband and I, we work from home, so we're always here, would occasionally hear a rapid hammering at different intervals. We noticed the neighbor in her garage with her hammer just going to town on her own car. I've observed her doing this on multiple occasions, and this morning, just after 7 a.m., the hammering started again. What the actual fuck is she doing? Her car isn't dented or in poor shape. If there's a dent, it appears to be from her incessant hammering.
Yeah.
It's small dents near the front of her driver's side door, and it's obvious the dents are from the hammer because they're small and circular like the hammer's head. I don't enjoy speaking with my neighbors. I don't spend much time out in the yard when other neighbors are out because I simply have no desire for small talk. Needless to say, I'm absolutely not approaching the lady with the hammer who is going at it on her own car. So what is she doing? Is she attempting to hammer non-existent dents out of her car? Is she taking out frustrations on her car? It's insanely annoying. I may lose my mind if she keeps at it. I at least want to know why.
If she was getting dents out, she'd be doing it from the inside of the door.
Right.
So that's not it.
And like hammering
Like,
back to back.
You just get the dent out and then you stop hammering. Like,
exactly.
She's destroying her car.
Exactly. So I read some of the comments, and there were some who theorized that she was trying to like do some kind of insurance shit.
You have a bubble in your throat.
I know.
Insurance shit. I thought that too.
Yeah. Insurance shit. Or, but she said she still drives it around like it's her car. It's her everyday car. She just goes out there and hammers
build
it.
a case or something.
I don't know. But like, what does hammering even look like? Like, you can't say someone rear-ended me.
Right.
Like,
They're like perfect circles.
Perfect
like 1 inch
circles by the driver door. Like, what? First of all, I would think she was going insane.
Well, I was about to say that, but you know, not that this completely rules that out, but to say she was in the like medical field,
you would think she would
be like mentally screened to some degree, right?
Or at least know to get help.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Does she live with anybody? I wonder. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn because like it almost feels like no other explanation than like a mental health thing.
Right.
But then I'm also like, but like
imagine,
it could also be I don't know.
Imagine walking out of your front door and your neighbor is just hammering away at her car.
I would ask. The girl said like I'm not gonna approach. I would.
Yeah,
like,
I would be.
I don't think okay.
Yeah, that from a distance.
Yeah, from the end of the driveway.
Don't approach.
No, I'm not gonna be like, give me a hug.
Give me
Come here.
Come here, hammer girl.
Hammer girl.
Hammerhead.
Hammerhead shark. I love the hammerhead at Six Flags Marine World.
No.
It's gone.
Well, yeah, because it would literally break down 4 times a day.
Never when I was on it.
Lucky you. It would get stuck upside down all the time.
Oh.
All the time.
That was my first. Actually, no, that was my second upside down ride. My first upside down ride was Boomerang.
Oh,
Boomerang's good.
Yeah, Boomerang's.
If you don't know, Boomerang it's a roller coaster where you go forward and you do the whole thing and then you do it backwards again.
Yep.
I love those. It's right. You get your bang for your buck.
Yeah, you did it twice.
Yep. Okay, next entry. Or I guess it's not an entry, but I get like a Reddit entry. Next
story.
Thread. Right? Aren't they called threads?
I think a whole thing is a thread.
Reddit.
Oh, it is a thread.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's called I Still Have Nightmares.
Uh-oh.
Our upstairs neighbor made life hell for myself, my husband, and our 2 children, 3 and 8 at the time. Do you want to know how it started? We moved into a house. We shared a split multi-unit house, him and his wife on the top floor and us on the bottom floor. We each had private entrances, but we shared a backyard and the basement. My husband and I put together we're your new neighbors. Here's a gift basket. Cut to a day later, the wife is talking to her mom outside our front window. Here's the conversation that I caught. The wife. Yeah, but I mean, I just threw the stupid gift basket in the garbage. I mean, how weird is that? I don't need any more fucking friends. The mom. I know. Who does that? Fucking weirdos. That's who. Followed by cackling laughter. I did look in the trash and she did throw it out without even opening it. So, being an adult, I figured that people aren't always going to like me or my efforts, so I let it go. A week later, my husband and 2 children went out into the shared backyard to set up a little swing set. It is stated in our lease, and the property manager told us, quote, if you get a pet, obviously you're responsible for cleaning up the backyard if that's where they do their business. There were at least 10 piles of dog feces in the small shared backyard. My husband, now knowing what kind of people we were dealing with, went out and picked up every single piece of dog feces so our kids could play in the backyard. He put the bag in their garbage can because he correctly thought, why would I put someone else's dog feces in my garbage can? We didn't have any pets at the time, so it made sense to me. Well, apparently not the wife. She called her husband crying hysterically at 7 a.m., quote, they picked up our dog shit and put it in our garbage cans. Followed by the wife ripping open the bag and throwing it back into the yard. At this point, my husband said, okay, obviously the wife is insane. I will talk to her husband. I'm sure you guessed by now, he was just as crazy. And to make matters even more fun, he was even more scary and violent. My husband went over and knocked on their door intent to sort this out. We were living in the same house, so normal, sane people would want to at least get along with their neighbors, right? Wrong. Mr. Crazy opened the door, and before my husband could say a word, he said, "Oh, I guess you're the asshole that sent us the gift basket and picked up our dog shit." My husband was taken back, considering that everything Mr. Crazy just said to anyone else would be considered a compliment. My husband said, yes, I just want to figure out what the issue is between us. We just moved in. It's myself, my wife, and our kids. And as far as we can tell, we haven't done anything to elicit this type of response. Mr. Crazy's response, "I have a gun, so sleep with one eye open, asshole. I don't want anyone this desperate to be liked near me or mine." So I told my husband to come back inside. We obviously called the police. Their response, "This is a landlord and tenant issue." I'm sorry, what? I said, "A man threatened to shoot my husband and it's a landlord and tenant issue?" I'm not going to go into the stomach ulcers, sleepless nights, PTSD every time a door slammed or Mr. and Mrs. Crazy screamed. More than once, Mr. Crazy screamed something about me wanting to sleep with him because he was a real man, while the wife cackled. This could not be further from the truth. They banged on the walls, polished their guns in front of my kids while laughing because I literally don't think I can. Turns out Mr. Crazy was very close friends with 2 police officers, and I think that's why they didn't do anything the multiple times we had called them.
That is the most insane thing I think I've ever heard.
Jesus.
Polishing the guns in front of the kids?
Like, do that in your quarters.
Lunatics. What? Lunatics.
She wants to sleep with me.
And then
like,
the wife like laughing.
Yeah.
As if like that's normal behavior.
Yeah. Like that's a good joke. Like what?
The way that if my neighbor had to clean up my dog's shit and then knocked on the door, I would be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
I would have a gift basket for them. Honestly.
I will never let that happen again. It'll be cleaned up.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And
the fact that anyone would take that offensively,
my poop,
and then to throw it back on the lawn is crazy.
Just a weird power struggle thing where it's like the principal. That's probably what was in their head. It's the principal,
right?
You know.
But then to get mad about the gift basket,
I don't need more friends. Like
those are very low people who do very low vibration, who do not like other people who are happy.
Nope.
They probably like get mad when other people laugh. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Like, why is everybody cracking up so much? Yep. It's not that funny.
Yep.
Because everyone needs to come to their level of misery.
Yes. Miserable
Trash.
People.
Poo-poo, dog feces. I thought it was kind of weird that the writer kept saying feces.
Feces
like,
is dog shit.
It's dog shit. Like, say what it is. Feces is really hard to pronounce.
Right. And it's
hard
super,
to read. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Like clinical.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to be. It's a dog.
Right.
Canine feces. Imagine.
They're 2 canines.
It's fucking dumb.
Oh,
domestic canines.
God. Oh, I'm glad they moved out.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that's fucked.
Wonder where they went.
Probably
Florida.
Yes. 100. No, they probably live in Florida.
Yeah, this story was written from Florida.
Okay, here's the next one. It's called, "If your neighbor sent you this, would you think they're an insane person?" And it's the letter from the neighbor.
Oh.
Okay, this is kind of long, but it's got some context to it. Title pretty much says it. Any recommendations are welcome. Okay, here's the letter. "Hello, neighbor. My name is Shithead."
I'm only starting every email with that.
Cheers, Shithead.
I signed mine with cheers.
I know, that's why I did that.
Oh, okay, I thought you were saying it's like they're making fun of it.
No, I like how you do that.
I sign off all my emails with cheers.
That's cute.
I did it because literally one time this Australian contact I had for VidCon Australia did it, and I thought it was like such an Australian thing, so I did it, and I've only ever done that.
No,
since.
I've always loved how you do that.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, my name is Shithead, and my family and I live in the middle house across the canal from you on Shithead Street. This is in no way personal, but I just want to lay out some facts and pass on some information to save us both time, and so we can come to an agreeable solution for everyone. Your back floodlight illuminates the insides of all 3 of our houses every night. It has also, unfortunately, disrupted my ability to use my telescope with my very curious 8-year-old. Like I have... I can't even read this seriously. Sorry.
Oh my God. I'm very curious 8-year-old. The 8-year-old wrote this.
100%. ChatGPT.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. My very curious 8-year-old, like I have since we bought this house 4 years ago. The lack of light pollution was one of the many reasons we chose this particular neighborhood. This may sound stupid, but the final thing that really forced me to write you this is the effect it is having on our plants. I will say that we put a lot of time, energy, and money into the family gardens. We have spent countless hours planning, digging, planting, watering, and weeding together, which has been a priceless experience. Aww. As you may know, plant life cycles are highly dependent on the changing of the day-night ratio as the seasons change. Your floodlight being on is causing my plants that were in the mid-fruition stage to become confused and begin to revert back to a state of vegetation. And it is beginning to kill some of my almost finished tomatoes and peppers. To make do, I have had to set up beach umbrellas on my main garden at night to block the light from your flood lamp in order to prevent further loss. But I have not been able to block the light from the patch my 8-year-old planted herself that is closer to the fence line.
Damn.
The more umbrellas
Prodigy.
I put up, right. The more umbrellas I put up, the more I worry about them getting blown away or ruined, because the kind that I use that work to block light are also not on the cheap side. I care a lot about our plants, as you can tell, so I do my best to give them the most, quote, night I can give them that way. I may do all of the heavy lifting, but the drivers and planners on the job are the 2 small ones, and I want to help them succeed. Honestly, setting your light up to motion like we all have instead of day-night would be sufficient for me. If you don't have that option on your light, I have an extra identical to mine I would be willing to give to you and install as well if needed. I work on high voltage electricity every day as an HVAC mechanic, so it is nothing to install a light for our neighbor. Yes, I can also fix your AC. If you are worried about security, I would be willing to help install and set up whatever camera you buy. We use wireless Wi-Fi cameras made by Eufy and have for years with 0 issues, and they are simple and inexpensive. My neighbor to your right, Shithead 2, is a professional security and life safety systems install manager who said he would be willing to set up a system for you on the side if you wanted something more than general off-the-shelf stuff. Either something simple or serious or wired in for a very fair price. I would love to make this work in any way and would love to have my ability to step outside into the night's darkness and look at the stars. I wish you and your family well and hope to come to a resolution so my garden can continue to thrive. I love to share my bounty with my neighbors. If I can keep on course, I should have an excessive bounty of tomatoes, jalapenos, chilies, onions, and hopefully some watermelons if y'all would be interested. Shoot me a text anytime. I look forward to getting to meet you all one day when we're both home and have the chance. Sincerely, Shithead McShitpants.
I kind of love him.
No, wait, why is this like your husband?
Yeah, like I'd be like, honey, we should write. And he'd be like, no problem, honey. I'll write him a letter.
The way that this is so professional, literate, but like sarcastic at the same time.
I think they're just trolling.
Yes.
Like I think
I think they're trolling as far as like how they're presenting the situation, but the like problem is real for them.
For sure.
And they're just trying to like
I guess maybe like kill him with kindness.
Yeah.
But like in like a passive way.
In like a hey, I'm still cool because I can joke way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would this bug you if you got this letter?
No, because when people complain, complaining is one thing, but he's complaining with a solution that he's willing to like give. And like give you a thing for free. Install it for free.
Install it. And the neighbor next door, the security guy, wants to set up a system for him. Like he came guns blazing. Yeah. Like he's got a solution.
I think he's a good neighbor.
Yeah.
I think that was a really like funny. The shithead, I would have been like, we should be friends. Like, I don't even need to read the rest of this.
Right.
I think it was respectful. I think it was a valid reason because he is right about the plant thing.
And such a valid point. A floodlight being set on just day night mode.
Kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would not be, what was it? The question? Would I be upset?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Is there any update?
No.
Oh.
I know.
Shit.
I know.
Shithead's a murderer. Called his family.
Shithead Street. Shithead Alley.
Yeah, that part I was like, okay, I think I know where this is going to go as far as like the sarcasm.
Yeah.
Because like he knows he's being that neighbor, but he's got to say something too.
Right.
Which I feel like I've been there. Like I'm like, I don't want to be a Karen, but I need to say something.
Exactly. And that was his way of like getting his point across,
Yes.
but still being like, let's
call
work
me a
on this.
shithead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like I know this is annoying, but my tomatoes.
Right. My
But the thing is, like,
tomatoes.
I'll share with you.
My 8-year-old worked really hard on this.
That 8-year-old is a prodigy.
Yeah.
Telescope, gardening, like they seem like cool parents.
Right.
Really cool parents. They for sure rock climb.
They have their own equipment. They have a rock climb wall in their house.
In the house.
The umbrellas kill me. They're spiders. They're Spider-Man.
Spider-Men.
You guys, we got a comment on as you guys know, last episode, we were just like silly, goofy laughing. And we got a comment. Let me actually read it.
The verbiage is so good.
No, it's such a crazy comment. Okay. They said, I don't know if I have to be there, but I just never laugh when y'all laugh.
I love the honesty.
It's so real.
Thank you for commenting that. We will take it into consideration.
We'll reel it in a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll just not laugh as much.
Do a lot of people, do you guys feel that way?
Yeah.
Like when we laugh, is it?
Do you guys hate when we laugh?
Maybe we shouldn't laugh.
Shit.
Okay, next
episode.
Okay, this one's titled Peeping Neighbors.
Oh, I think I screenshotted that one.
Oh, shit.
That's gay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go and read it. I've 46 female, lived here for a few years as a renter, and my neighbors are a couple in their late 50s or early 60s who seem too interested in what I do. Our houses are less than 15 feet apart on the side and a fence between yards. I've been battling other demons, so what they do was low on my list of priorities, but noticed even a long time ago that the male neighbor goes back in his yard at strategic places so he could see deeper into my house and watches me.
Ew.
To test it, I waved at him once while sitting in my living room, which is beyond the dining room with a glass door, and he waved back.
No.
Ew. So I started closing my curtains all the time and put a chair with a blanket in front of the area where he could see in. He'd go further back to do the same thing from a different angle. I finally had enough and got some privacy film and put it on the pane of glass on the door where he could see in. I did this over the weekend when they were gone, and when he noticed it that Monday, he went to a new spot and looked through the other pane of glass.
Oh my God.
He was just standing there with his hands in his jacket pockets, just staring into my kitchen, so I ended up putting privacy film on the second pane of glass to halt that too. I sent a clear, polite message over text asking them to please stop looking into my house and knocking on the back door, as it's an invasion of my privacy. The knocking on the door was done by the wife, who used the gate to enter my yard and bang on the door, hands against glass looking in to offer me tomatoes.
No.
Yeah, this is like a scary movie. She disrupted me working to do that. She also made shitty comments that led me to believe that they can hear what I'm up to, as she asked about whether I was still sober because she heard me yelling. And another time, trying to make me feel bad for not letting my dog out when she barked. She's old and I don't let her chase squirrels anymore. Long story short, the male didn't stop. I caught him later that week, despite the film, and he hid behind a tree.
Oh?
So I called the police and reported his behavior and put up a camera in the backyard. They sure kept their heads down now. But a few days ago, the wife hijacked my time with my dog in the front yard by coming out to tell me that they aren't looking into my house. They can't see due to the glare. I told her about her husband waving, and she immediately shifted stories to saying he's getting dementia, and she catches him doing the same thing inside, just standing there staring. but she's had zero emotion in her face or voice while saying it. And also, she can't tell anyone about it, so I shouldn't either. And also, she said she can't tell anybody about it, so I shouldn't either. Only thing is, Dementia Dude would still be doing it despite the camera.
Right.
And wouldn't hide behind a tree when caught. Also, she's a narcissist, so if that were true, she'd be telling everyone to bask in the pity of sympathy. Anyway, I just don't feel comfortable here anymore. I'm feeling like I should just move. Her saying it's dementia is essentially saying without words that he's not going to stop. They're way too invasive for my taste.
Oh my God.
Wait, I don't get the part. Only thing is, Dementia Dude would still be doing it despite the camera.
Like if it was actually his declining health, if it was dementia, a camera wouldn't deter him. Like he would
right, because
still,
he's hiding behind the trees and
right. Like he knows
Got you.
what he's doing is wrong.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's a fucking scary movie.
That would cause me to move.
Hold on. The top comment says, start intermittently wearing a horse mask around the house only when the husband's watching. When the wife brings it up, say, what mask?
Wait, that's so good. No, when she said that,
so fucked.
that's weird. I mean, hey, takes two to tango. When she brought up that she thinks that they're like listening in.
Yeah.
Is she like bugging? Like I would think, I don't know if I would be paranoid in this situation.
How could you not be?
Right. But I would think that they were bugging my house.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past people like creeps.
They are
like
only
that.
15 feet apart though. Like maybe they can just simply hear it. I mean, we can hear our neighbors upstairs. Like we can hear, I can hear conversations of the people I share a wall with in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, this feels like a scary movie. Hold on. There's another comment. It says, wait till they're looking at you. Get one of your knives out of the kitchen block. Stand by the window, not looking at them, in a spot that isn't too close, so it doesn't look too obvious that you're by the window on purpose. Start swinging the knife around wildly, slashing in the air and stabbing like you're murdering someone, with a big, horrifying grin on your face.
Yes.
Slowly transitioning from that look of rage, pure, unadulterated rage. That was a really hard word to say. Then come outside 2 minutes later looking totally pleasant.
Yeah, you have to match their freak. You do.
Yeah, I just love these comments.
Oh my God. That would fuck me up. The hands in the pockets just staring.
Yeah, this feels like a scary movie.
And the wave back. And then the woman at the back door banging with both hands.
Tomatoes for tomatoes.
God.
If you're going to offer me tomatoes, then just leave them at the door in a little basket.
Exactly.
No, hey, tomatoes. Hold on, I can't read this other one.
Yeah.
It's on another entry, but it's another comment on this.
Yeah.
Aw, man, you could have fun with it. Get some friends together with dark hooded cloaks, candles, and chanting, and stage crimes inside of your house as a demonic cult.
Yes.
Plan on putting in any new plants, stage a murder, get some fake blood capsules, break as you bite each other. Do you have any pale friends willing to cover themselves in body glitter and walk around in the sun for multiple visits? Play dom and sub games. You get the idea. Play with it instead of getting upset. Record her saying he has dementia for proof if needed.
Ooh, smart.
When he reports your shenanigans to neighbors. I have no idea what he's talking about. Must be a symptom of his dementia. Also, it would be totally hilarious to get a high quality photo of him staring and turn it into a life-size cutout facing all his favorite peeping spots. You might even be lucky enough for them to complain about how uncomfortable it makes them. Yeah, dude, that's the point. All you have to do is stop staring at my house. Alternatively, get rid of the privacy films, etc., and create walls of erotica where he stares in. The wife is likely to put a stop to it when she discovers he's staring at pornographic material.
True.
Start with female erotica. Let him get used to staring at it. Then change it to subtle male form erotica. He'll be so mad when he realizes he's been staring at naked guys.
Genius.
I love Reddit.
Genius. Okay, here's the next one. It's called My Neighbor is Telling Everyone I'm Lying About My Pregnancy. Okay, long story short, my neighbor, we will call him Greg, was into me. We made small talk once in an elevator, and a week later when he saw me walking outside, he chased me down the street and asked where I was going. When I told him to get a coffee, he asked if he could come. I'm in a relationship and was 15 weeks pregnant at the time, but not showing at all. I told him I was meeting a friend at coffee so he would leave me alone. He then asked our doorman for my phone number, claiming I told him he could give it to him. I wish my door people would had asked me first, but they gave it to him.
Oh my God.
Ever since then, he has been nonstop texting me, asking me to do stuff. Finally, today, I replied and told him I'm moving into a house in October with my long-term partner, that I'm pregnant. And while I think he's a nice person, I'm not interested in spending time together. He replied and said, LOL, you don't have to make things up just not to hang out. I didn't even want to have sex with you. I replied and said, not making anything up, but okay. Take care and best of luck to you. Now, I've had multiple people in my building tell me that Greg is running around telling everyone that I'm lying about being pregnant and being in a relationship because I don't want to date him. I'm shocked that a 35-year-old for a man is acting this way. The good news is my other neighbors know he's full of shit, but it's going to be so uncomfortable now if I run into him in person. I feel like I'm in high school.
I'm not shocked.
I mean,
A
yeah.
classic man that can't be rejected.
Exactly. You know, it'd be funny if this person, when she started to show, literally just like knocked on his door and was like, hey.
Look at me now. Or with the baby.
I got a baby.
I literally have a baby.
I literally have a baby. Leave me the fuck alone.
That's so weird.
What? Why can't males be rejected?
And
Hello?
Like, to jump through, like, it's one thing to be persistent because you're super into somebody. Sure.
Right.
But that's not what we're talking about here.
No.
To jump through hoops and get numbers in indirect ways. Like, why would you want to start a connection with somebody if they didn't give you the number?
Exactly. Hey, I got your number from our doorman.
That's so weird. And you don't see that as weird, and that you're even weirder.
Yeah.
Like, your threshold is weird.
Chasing someone down the street. If you have a little thing for your neighbor, hey, don't chase them down the street. Wait till
cool.
Yeah, be chill. Wait till you run into them in the hallway.
Yep.
And then be like, hey, like I see you around. You want to go get coffee sometime? Not, hey, can I come with you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
To like insert yourself into someone's plans. I'm even weary of that. God, even we do that. Like, you'll be like, hey, I'm running to Sephora, da-da-da. And I'm like, ooh, can I come? Actually, if you're trying to have like a day, Alex, like, and you're like, oh no, you can come.
Right.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I even tread lightly jumping into your plans, and you're my best friend.
Because it's not normal to, hey, I'm going to come with you.
Yeah. Like, you're not invited.
Right.
Crazy.
I don't know. Does that make us weird?
No, I don't think so. If that makes us weird, then this world is a scary fucking place, because there's nothing right about getting a number through the doorman. There's nothing right about intruding on plans like that. And like, he's not taking no for an answer. Like,
right.
Good thing he's not harmful. Like,
right.
That we know of. But good thing nothing was attempted.
The pouting and the telling other neighbors, yeah, she's faking her pregnancy because she doesn't want to go out with me. Like, no, she's just pregnant. And you're a creep.
Okay, next entry. I feel really bad about it, but I wish my neighbor would die.
Oh my God.
Jesus. I know it's an awful thought, but he's been ill much longer than anticipated, and I'm tired of ignoring problems. Nearly 15 years ago, I promised his wife I wouldn't complain to the city because I'm sympathetic and that he's a disabled Vietnam veteran with PTSD and many other issues. So far, I've kept my word, but she told me he wouldn't make it more than 5 years, and I'm running out of patience. Damn. And then 15 years now? Wow. She's quite a bit younger than him, and she says she'll sell everything and move to Vegas once he's gone, but already spends a lot of time traveling and leaving him unsupervised.
Oh, no.
It's really sad. He's a hoarder, so every time she comes back, there's more stuff she can't figure out what to do with. I helped her haul stuff to the dump when he had a brief stay in the hospital, but it didn't make a dent. I'm worried if they don't get out soon, the house will be too trashed and become vacant indefinitely. Shortly after they moved in, they invited me to a party, and I learned that they were swingers. I told them I don't have sex outside of a relationship, and he said, "What are you, a Christian?"
That's my new saying.
What are you, a Christian?
What are you, a Christian?
I said, not a very good one, but yeah, that's good. They were a little less friendly for a while, but we moved past it. Recently, she accidentally sent me a picture that was meant for someone else. I was shocked when I saw the text, but not by the sexual content. What bothered me was seeing how bad the inside of the house has gotten in the oxygen tanks next to the electric fireplace.
No.
I hope the tanks are empty or the fireplace isn't plugged in. I seriously don't care what people do inside their home, but now I'm afraid the house will blow up, and that does concern me. They also have a small gas leak they won't fix.
Okay.
I called when I smelled natural gas in my driveway, and the gas company determined the leak is in the line for my neighbor's house, so it's their responsibility. That's fucking crazy. You're literally the gas company.
Yeah.
Like, you want them to turn it off? That's fucking crazy. The gas guy assured me it's not a dangerous amount that's leaking, but it still bugs me. When the weather is right, the smell lingers in my driveway. There's a small creek that runs under the road between our houses. They have a retaining wall with tree wells, and we have a bank of native plants we work to keep healthy to prevent erosion. They don't maintain the wells, so the large trees are dying. One fell across the creek, and fortunately my dad was visiting, so it landed on his 86 4Runner, which kept the tree at enough of an angle to not hit my house.
Wow.
The hardtop now touches the roll bar, but oh well, it's not leaking and was technically totaled when he bought it. There are 2 more trees leaning towards their house. Without asking, they used ratchet straps that are meant for securing cargo to anchor their sick trees to my healthy ones.
Oh my God.
I got out the big ladder, unhooked them, and let the straps fall in the creek. They retrieved them to rig the trees another way, and we've all acted like it never happened. Because of the horde of stuff in the yard and the water source of the creek, their yard is home to countless critters, including but not limited to rats, possums, and skunks. My dogs do a decent job of keeping critters moving into my yard, but some neighbors, particularly ones with crawl spaces, are having a lot of problems. I did get some rodent damage under my hood, so now I pay a pest service for rat bait boxes and am trying to clear out my garage so I can actually park in it. The worst part is when something dies in their yard, it stinks for days or weeks and it decomposes.
Oh my God.
They've been in trouble with the city a couple times, but always do just enough to get them off their back for a little while. They haven't trimmed trees or painted their houses, so squirrels are eating it. He shoots them with a pellet gun from the balcony. I got a mysterious dent on my car, and when I took it for PDR and told the guy I had no idea what it was, with no hesitation, he said, "Oh, it's from a pellet gun. I see it all the time." I have no proof he shot my car, but I know he did. There have been a lot of issues over the year, and usually I just ignore it. Things like him standing in his sunroom naked at night with the lights on and watching me on my deck.
No.
I only push back when what they're doing negatively impacts my side of the creek bank. They thought they were being nice by mowing a small section by my driveway when they mow. I kept asking them not to because we have different grass and their mower blade is set too low for mine. They ignored me and continued to cut it until it died, and I was left with a patch of dirt. They quit mowing it, and I'm starting to get some grass again, so that's good. The utility easement is on their side, but I came home one day to find someone painting a proposed utility line along my side of the creek. I told them they were not in the easement, and he said he knew that, but they were rerouting because they couldn't fit their equipment through the easement, but could on our side. It was a big battle. In the end, the utility company was not allowed to bore through the roots of my plants and loosen the soil on the low side of the creek, so the neighbors had to clear a path. They have so many cars, boats, RVs, there's nowhere left to park near the house. The home healthcare vans that come multiple times a day park blocking my part of the driveway. Between them and all the overgrowth in their front yard, I cannot see when I back up. When they kept getting notices about the amount of stuff in their yard, they tried to build a front privacy fence all around the corner lot. The city wouldn't allow it because it would have completely blocked visibility at the stop sign. Their solution was to plant invasive honeysuckle all along the sidewalk, so now I have to watch for motion going through plants to see if it's safe to go. The newest annoyance is the alarm they've installed.
Oh no.
It's a motion sensor that does 6 extremely loud beeps every time it's triggered. I hear it in the house unless the TV is on. If I have the windows open, I hear it over the TV. Everything from the stop sign to the side of my driveway is within range, so it goes off continuously from time to time when I turn on my street until I've parked. I can't be in the strip of yard between my driveway and the creek without setting it off. It goes off every time someone drives or walks by. I understand he's paranoid and doesn't like people near his house, but picking a corner lot by a park was a bad choice. How much longer should I put up with this?
Ugh.
Sorry, this is long. Really needed to vent. This is damn near the worst one. That's really sad. That was like all of our entries so far in like one neighbor.
Yes.
I feel so bad because it is hard with the PTSD. Like I get him having sympathy for that, and like, but yeah, 15 years of it. Like,
what do you do?
I leave.
You move
That's
out.
what I do.
That's the only thing. You just can't. And like the title of it, like wanting him to die.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like
it was a clickbait for sure.
Yes, but like, what else do you think about? When you just want your situation to get better.
Yeah. It's sad. And I feel like that's a big thing. I mean, I'm nowhere close to being a homeowner. God, none of us are. But, you know, and when I dream of it, I think about like
the situation.
Because I'm assuming he's a homeowner. He's been there 15 years. Like you get in this situation where like it's not as easy to leave because you own the house. Whereas like right now it's easy for you and I to be like, oh, why doesn't he just leave? Well, he's like, he can only live here. This is his house. Like he can't go pay another mortgage. He can't sell it by tomorrow. Like there's so much more at stake, obviously, when you own the house. So that's where I have a lot of empathy for these stories.
And the hoarding, and then like reaching out to like city officials to try and get something done, and no one's doing anything. That's so discouraging.
It's so frustrating.
Ooh, that fucking sucks.
I know.
Yeah, I would have to sell and leave.
Yeah, that I would take the L. Because that's probably another thing too with like maybe any of you listening that are homeowners. Like if you have a shitty neighbor, it's this battle of like, well, I'm not gonna leave first. Well, I'm not gonna leave. Well, I'm not gonna leave. And then but
then you're the one who they're like fine because they don't give a fuck. Clearly. And you're the one who's having to deal with all this. Like, you just got to remove yourself from the situation.
That's really sad.
Okay, here's the next one. It's called Neighbor Has Gone Nuts Since Having Our Shared Property Line Surveyed, revealing she actually has about 5 less feet than she thought. I found the whole thing hilarious. Me, 39-year-old female, and my husband, 49-year-old male, moved into this house in 2018. The neighbor in question technically lives on the cross street to ours, but our driveway is adjacent to her backyard. When we moved in, we were under the impression that the property extended about 3 to 4 feet-ish beyond the edge of our driveway, which was fine. We've used this as a guide for where we mow that strip of lawn. Generally, we would mow 2.5 to 3 mower widths, and it was never an issue. This lady is in her 60s or 70s. I'm not really sure. Like I said, never had a problem at all. I had a few brief conversations with her, and the same with my husband and hers during the first couple years we lived there. Not really even enough to consider them acquaintances, but enough to be civil and give the occasional wave. Her husband passed away in 2020 or 2021. I really can't remember. I don't know if it was COVID related or not, but he had health issues beforehand, so I'm not sure. Since then, she has hired a lawn care service to mow, leaf blow, etc. At the time, my husband worked second shift, so we would sleep in a bit most days till 10 or so. Our bedroom is adjacent to our driveway, and the way the room is, the only way to put a bed is with the head along that wall. But that wall has 2 huge windows. It's an older house, and the windows are pretty thin. We started getting woken up at 7 a.m. weekly to a lawnmower and leaf blower directly outside of our window. Finally, my husband checked it out and found the lawn boy driving his riding lawnmower up and down our driveway to access her yard and standing in our driveway to blow leaves. This would literally be less than 10 feet from our heads as we slept. He had enough and went out and got this guy's attention and told him, look, this is my driveway. It's not a thoroughfare for her yard because it's convenient. The kid, I don't know, early 20-ish, apologized. But this lady has had us out for it ever since. About a year later, my teenager was raking leaves to the apron of the yard because our town comes along and sucks them up every year. He was putting them on, quote, our side, and she came out and yelled at him, saying they were on her lawn. He said he thought our property was from the telephone pole over. She said it wasn't. Whatever. Maybe a month later, I was returning from the store and saw that she was trying to pick up sticks in her yard. The way she moves makes it clear she has back issues, like she can't bend, and she had to crouch and reach. I asked her from the driveway, Mrs. So-and-so, do you want some help? No answer. Maybe she didn't hear me. Louder. Mrs. So-and-so. She didn't turn around, just no, with an attitude.
Wow.
Fine. I went inside and figured she was still salty about the whole lawn boy situation. A few months ago, my husband was hosing out our trash can and dumped the water along the edge of the street on our strip of land. The street was has storm gutters because we get a lot of rain. She had a fit about it and came out to yell at him. He told her he isn't some kid she can yell at and leave him alone. Within a week, she hired a guy to survey the land. Come to find out, her land ends on just the opposite side of the telephone pole, which gives her like 5-ish less feet. She's all butthurt about it, but whatever. So about a week or so later, it's evening and I'm packing up the car for my husband to go to work as he's on nights now. And I just kind of glance in the direction of her house as I start the car and see her and some guy standing at the window just fucking staring at me. I'm literally doing the same thing I do every night when I pack up the car. I don't know what the deal was. So I come inside and tell my husband, these people are just standing there being creepy and it's unnerving. He goes out to put something in the car and this guy comes out of her house and goes off about how we're all harassing her and all that. My husband tells this guy, back off, I'm just trying to get ready for work. So the police get called and it's a whole dumb thing. Her and this guy get trespassed for our property and my husband gets trespassed for her property. I had stayed inside during the whole police talk, so I didn't get anything. She's literally crying to the cop that we have cameras looking into her windows. We have security cameras for the same reason most people do, in case something happens. Like we give a fuck about what's going on in her place, lol. The officer told her we can have 100 cameras if we want. Last week, she had the city survey. They put little flags where the gas line or whatever is, so we assume she's going to build a fence. Then she cuts down this huge bush in her yard. That's always been there. So again, we're getting excited she's going to build a fence. Monday morning at 6 a.m., she's standing in her window watching me put our garbage can to the curb. Today, her daughter comes and puts up a security camera pointing into our garage area and backyard, which she couldn't even see until they cut the bush down. We're cracking up. It's fucking hilarious. So, of course, my husband now intends to get 3 more cameras for that side of the house to freak her out even more. I don't know. Maybe we're being petty assholes. I think it's mostly funny, especially since it all started by us not wanting people in our driveway. Edit for info. For those mentioning a potential for dementia, I really don't know. I haven't spoken to her in a couple years. However, her daughter, she has 2, I think, are there for several hours every day. Either one or both of them. If there's a concern of dementia and or delusion, they need to seek some kind of treatment for her. Also, a couple of months before her husband passed, she approached me while I was outside doing something to gossip about her new next door neighbor. This new neighbor's backyard is adjacent to the rest of the driveway. During this conversation, I mentioned the property line because I was under the impression it was a few feet or so, as I mentioned before. Her response was, "We've lived here for years. I don't know where the property line is, and I don't really care." Update. She had a fence built. My husband was out clearing leaves off the car in the evening after the construction was finished. This is not unusual. He always clears the leaves off of the car while getting ready to leave work. Well, out she came. I couldn't see her as I was on our back patio, but she was screaming like a fucking lunatic. Stay away from that fence and get away from that fence. And my personal favorite, leave that fence alone, you son of a bitch.
Oh my God.
We're happy she built a fence. He wasn't touching it. And what the fuck does she think he's going to do? Knock the damn thing over? We have zero intention of vandalizing her fence or property. I find it super silly and even unhinged that she put up a fence, which in my mind says, this is my side and that is yours.
Yeah.
But then proceeds to scream at him for being on our side. He didn't even hear her. And when I told him, he didn't say anything back because he didn't want to give her a reason to call the cops or whatever. So that's that for now. We'll see what, if anything, happens next.
Angry, bitter, sour old people like that, it breaks my fucking heart. Because, like, whether it's, like, dementia or what, like, to live your last years with that type of just fucking bitter
misery.
Yeah, and you hear it all the time, like the get off my lawn, like
right. And the fact that this all happened after her husband died, like it's very clear to me. Too. I mean, based on like what we know from the entry, that she's just like she just doesn't care about anything anymore.
No. And that's what's so sad to me. Like, I don't know. I understand like your tolerance dwindles a lot as the older you get. Like I even feel that now, you know, some of the shit I tolerated even fucking 5 years ago, I don't tolerate anymore. But when I just hope I never get like mean like that. That's what makes me sad. Cause I don't know, like there's a part of it where you just have to be mean like that to your core. Like maybe she was just like mean always like that all her life. Yeah. But there's also the big part that is like a part of the illness or whatever, you know. I don't know. I hope I'm not like that because that's so
it's miserable,
sad.
Did you see the story on TikTok of the girl who wanted to get a fence, but her neighbor did like the way that their backyards butted up against each other, and she wanted to get a fence, but her neighbor had this tree in his yard. Did you see anything about this? Oh my God. It was like a crazy thing that I followed for weeks. And this neighbor just like kept hammering about, you can't get a fence. It would mess up the yard, blah, 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 blah. And she came and had someone survey because she has a dog. So she wanted to like fence in her yard so her dog can run around. And she had someone come out and survey, and it turns out she had way more property than she like originally thought. Sure. And it went into what he thought was his property. Fuck. And it took over like his tree that he tended to. Ooh. I know. And he like been
heartbroken.
She got the HOA involved, but he was like evil about it. He was like, this is my fucking tree. And she's like, it's like quite literally not. And he was like, the way that he was like, but I cared for this tree for years, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm sorry. She had an arborist actually come out and look at the tree, and the tree was dying. It was diseased. Oh. So she was like, we're going to have to take the tree down in a couple years anyway. And he would like send her threatening text. It was crazy. She finally put the fence up.
Oh,
but it took a lot.
Breaks. Like,
I know.
He didn't need to be a dick about it, you know, whatever. But imagine whether the tree's dying or not. Like she handled it great. Yeah. But like imagine that feeling on his end. Like the thing you tended to, and like, oh God, that's
but the
so
thing
hard.
is like she offered when she found out that the tree was actually on her side, and she like knew that she never took care of the tree because he always pruned the tree. She offered to first get the tree removed and then planted on his side of the yard. Okay. And when she had the arborist out to like get a quote for that's when she found out that the tree was diseased. So they were going to have to rip it out anyway. Oh. And on top of that, she offered to plant a new tree on his yard, and he just wasn't having it. He's like, no, this is my tree.
Yeah. That's the difference crazy. Here. It's like, be the neighbor. Like, it's one thing to be the neighbor who complains, but she's coming with a solution, and you're still going to be
and like, it's her property. She wants a fence. She has a dog. She wants a fence.
Yep. See, this homeowning shit's stressful. Crazy. Fuck that. We're honestly probably never gonna fucking own it anyway.
No, never.
In this economy. Okay, this one is titled "Daughter Screams to Mother, He's my sugar daddy, not yours." I need context. I'm not even sure where to begin with the situation at this point. My neighbor directly across the street is an older gentleman, probably in his early 80s. He suffered with a stroke at some point in his life, making his speech a little slurred. He's lived in this house for about 15 years now, and every holiday I try to either invite him up for dinner with my family or take him a meal. He always refuses coming up, but happily accepts the food. I've helped him bury his deceased pet before. I helped him set up his cable. I know him pretty well. I moved away for about a decade and have recently come back, and it seems that this situation has developed. I noticed a ton of cars over at his house at all hours of the evening, a lot of young, meth-addled looking individuals hanging around his house. I didn't think much of it at first, let the old man have his fun, but then I began noticing screaming and the cops being called a handful of times over the course of 2 months. When I noticed he was there alone, I went down and asked if everything was okay and if I could help him with anything. He said he let a young girl move in to help her out. Then her mother showed up and also moved in. Then they brought the younger girl's children into the picture, then her boyfriend. At that point, there were 10 to 12 individuals from the age 6 to 38 at this house at all times. Trash started appearing on his lawn. Loud cars were consistently in the driveway, and they were openly doing hard drugs outside in the driveway. I deduced that the women are treating him as a sugar daddy of sorts, but they're destroying his house. Since the daughter has been there more than 30 days, the police are telling him that he needs to file an eviction to get her out of the house, but I don't think he understands what's happening or the process behind it. A few nights ago, they were screaming and throwing things, and he came up to our house and begged us to help him. We refused to go down there while the girls were there, so we called the cops on his behalf and let him stay at our house. When the cops got there, they informed him that he needs to start the eviction filing, and they can kick her out for the evening, but there isn't a lot they can do in this case. They made the daughter leave, but she came back within 2 hours. The cops got called again, and they were dragging her out of the house, and she was screaming to her mother, "He's my sugar daddy, not yours, you dumb whore." Now, I've known this gentleman for over a decade. Like I said, I know what kind of neighborhood we live in. Nobody around here has the funds to be a sugar daddy for anyone. Maybe a Splenda daddy where you think he's rich, but in reality, he can just let you live in his shitty house for free so you can buy meth. God. I'm completely baffled and unsure where to go from here to report the abuse, but it's obvious these individuals are just ruining this man's life and he has no idea what's actually happening.
Oh, I hate when people take advantage of old people.
I know. They need to call social services, adult protective services.
And my thing is I'm sure there's not a signed lease or anything. Why do you have to go through a legal eviction process?
I think squatting. It's
squatting, squatters' rights?
Yeah, over 30 days. I don't know what state it's in, so who knows, but I know at least California, that's a thing. Fuck. Oh, that breaks my heart. Oh, that's a good ass fucking neighbor though, that they're come stay with us. Yeah. That's all I hope for, because the system obviously fails us time and time again. But old people that have resources like that, whether it's a neighbor or a son, daughter, family member, friend, whatever, an advocate, period. Yes. But a lot don't have that. And that's what breaks my fucking heart.
That's when they get taken advantage of.
Yep.
Oh, that's so fucking sad.
I know. He's my sugar daddy. Oh. Yelling that. Imagine yelling that to your mom.
Crazy. Meth does crazy things.
Yeah, meth is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Let's not do meth, people.
Yeah, I think the key takeaway here is
no meth.
No meth. And I don't know. We also learned
don't look into
stories. Well, that too. 2 stories, getting your land surveyed. If you're a homeowner, you might have more land than you think.
Right.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But then you also might have less land than you think.
Yeah, you might be on the other side of these stories, right? We only got 2 good ones. Imagine. You think that's devastated. Just why isn't it just surveyed when you bought the house?
I think a lot of the times it is.
And I don't forget, maybe?
Or you lose the whole plot land or something, or the map.
Right. I literally have no idea. Are you given a map? Are you given a packet of the information about your house? I have no idea. No. I know nothing of the home buying process. Other than the percentage.
Right, the amount down and then taxes.
Yeah. Uncle Sam. I don't know.
Pay the piper.
We don't have to talk about that.
No, we won't. We won't talk about it. All right, guys. Try and be a good neighbor at the end of the day.
Love thy neighbor.
Love thy neighbor. I hope we have good neighbors.
Me too, because like we hear these horror stories, and I thought about it multiple times as we were reading. Like, it is sad how much you hear that people are so like anti for their neighbors, whether they have a reason or not. Sometimes people just don't want to know their neighbors, even if they're nice neighbors.
Yeah.
And like we're even like that. Like we don't know anybody on our floor. We know one person. One girl. But like I miss that as if I was alive during that time. But like think about our parents.
When I was little, but both of the houses that I lived in, I was friends with the neighbors. Like my parents actually still talk to some of the older people
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just different these days too. Cause
everyone's scared.
It's hard to trust people. Creeps are like more willing to be creeps in public.
Yep. And like, I even feel like in cinema, we kind of created what a creep looked like was like one visual.
Yeah.
Now, like anybody can be a creep. You don't have to look like a creep to be a creep.
The people that you least suspect are most likely the real creep.
Exactly. So like, I don't know. I get it, but it does just make me sad on like a societal level.
Yeah.
You know, like we're also like, don't talk to them. And like,
yeah, but that's how we keep ourselves
with
safe.
Reason for sure. But the fact that there's a reason in the first place.
Yeah.
It just breaks my heart.
Yeah. We should move to that like Disney town.
Oh yeah, there's actually, I think there's like a docu-series or something about it I want to watch. We should watch it.
Is it out?
Yeah, it's out, but it talks about the reality behind it.
Yeah, it wasn't it failed, right? It's not existent anymore.
Yeah, but that one did fail. I think we're talking about two different ones. I don't know the names, but there are two different ones. One that failed and one that it's a thing
current?
right now. Yeah, and it's like a neighborhood in Florida where you have like obviously a member, what is it?
It's like HOA.
No, what's like a season pass. Like you just get that obviously for free because these are like mansions. Like they're paying money, and you have like a private shuttle into the park. You have your own entrance into the park.
Cool.
This is in Florida.
Yeah.
This obviously is in Anaheim.
No.
Imagine. But yeah, there's something about like the reality behind that in this series that
we should watch it.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys know anybody who lives there? Because I would love to pick their brain. I follow one woman on TikTok. She has a whole family, and like she's like, get ready with me to take my kids to the park on my lunch break. Oh, and because like you could do that, and they just go in and they like get a churro, ride a couple rides, and come back and like go back to work.
What a life!
Oh, I love that.
Never.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to live there, but I would like to like visit.
It wouldn't be as magical.
It wouldn't. That's why I don't even allow myself to go that often.
Right. Like you want the luster.
I want it to be this like treat of a thing. Like the people who go, a lot of the Disney creators I follow, outing myself right now. They go
like
every day.
Weekend, yeah.
Every day. There's one girl, Magical Millennial, I think is her name. And she goes every day.
No. That's crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's super crazy.
It's obsessive. But it's okay. We all have our thing. At least it's not meth.
Right.
Gotcha.
If you're going to be addicted to anything, be addicted to Disneyland.
Instead of meth.
All right, guys. Have a good week.
Have a good week. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate and review us. On Spotify, you can also leave comments now, which is super cool. So leave a comment there. Let us know any neighbor stories you have there. Also, if you're on our Patreon, let's do that this week.
Friday
More
episode.
Neighbor stories, please. Like especially because we know you guys. Like I want like.
We know the context.
Exactly. Because like reading these Reddit ones, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck wrote this. But like we know you guys. So Patreon, write in. If you don't know, we do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Oddvice podcast. Extra episode each week. So yeah. And more updates to come with the move and the next season and everything. We're gonna actually hop on a call right now and figure it out.
And for those of you watching on YouTube, let us know if you guys have any stories, and maybe we can do like a listeners episode of this.
If we get enough,
yeah,
we'll read them for sure.
Totally.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good week.
Have a good week.
Love you. Bye.